So the first part of that revelation, or the first revelation, just the existence of the world. I don't know.
God's. So everywhere we look in the world, from the smallest to the grandest scale, it indicates and exemplifies ultimate intentional design, with the rational impossibility of its denial, which could only be attempted as saying that the world is an illusion of design. Okay? So claiming that the world is an illusion of design is a non-sustainable, non-defensible proposition. So if we have a strong positive case that something is true, combined with the impossibility of its denial, then we have proof that something is true. So God's natural revelation proves itself on its own accord with the impossibility of its denial. Rational denial, that is.
Okay, so
that is why dozens of atheists with PhD, literally dozens of atheists with PhD, have gone on public record saying, yes, the world appears to be designed, but it is an illusion of design. But such a counterclaim is not defensible or sustainable.
What Darth is trying to one way to look at what Darth is trying to unpack for you is that God has proven himself in the most robust way possible. And that is that he has made it rationally obligatory for you to accept his existence. In other words,
rationally obligatory.
In order to be rational, you have to acknowledge God first before you can be rational.
Yeah. Now, God, what we have to make clear, though, is that God has given his revelation in such a way that he will allow somebody who refuses to accept the obvious to gaslight themselves that there's an alternative explanation.
But that gaslighting fails when they're put to the question, when we destroy their speculations that are raised up against God.
Okay, so Starstream, you say you're an atheist. Let's make it clear. Do you deny the existence of God?
Yes, I do.
Good. Can you tell me why there's no God?
Because there's too many flaws in the so-called.
Okay, you gotta improve your microphone quality.
What about now?
That's a little better. So explain to me, focus on my questions. Explain to me why there is no creator.
Because it always comes down to the classic, who created the creator?
That is raising a question. First of all, the question itself is incoherent upon examination. Number two, an incoherent question does not function as a negation for God. So when you say who created the creator, okay, God being characterized as creator is not being characterized as a contingent being, but rather a necessary being. So the question itself is incoherent. Do you understand that?
But can you answer me the question?
Star, how old are you?
44.
Yeah, so
okay.
Darth,
so hold on a second. Star, what does blue taste like?
It doesn't taste of. You can't taste it.
That's right. Asking what caused God is an incoherent question, because what it really means is what caused a necessary being, which is a contradiction in terms. You understand?
It's like saying what created.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's like saying what created an uncreated being. God. So to answer your question, God is uncreated. God's eternal. He never began to exist. So he doesn't have a creator.
So why did it take him so long to create?
Okay, well, first of all, I just demonstrated to you that your question is not a coherent one, and number two, your question is not a negator for the existence of God.
That's an illogical fallacy, Darth.
Okay, Big Flex, please wait your turn. Okay, we go one at a time here.
Sorry,
so Starstream, listen carefully. So Starstream, You have yet to deliver a negation for God. Explain to me why there's no creator, and don't repeat what you earlier said.
You're kind of leading me down a particular path here. There is no, whilst
You're not
avoiding the
addressing
question at hand.
You're not addressing my question. We're going to do
neither
it
are
one
you,
more
to be
time.
fair.
No, listen, sir, listen to me. This is my stream, not yours. I want you to explain to me why there's no God.
Because God doesn't make sense in the reality of science and facts and figures and mathematics.
Okay,
That's why.
when you say a proposition such as God doesn't make sense, what you're saying is that the proposition is negated by virtue of another proposition, correct?
No. I don't.
Okay, well then what you're saying is that the proposition is not intelligible. Is that your position?
Just answer the question, though.
You're not focusing.
I'm
I'm gonna kick you.
I know
because
you're gonna kick me, I get
I'm
it.
gonna kick you because number one, you're not focusing on what I'm
It's
saying
just
to you. Okay, goodbye. You're done.
It's
You're
a
done.
word salad.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye, little teenager. Yeah, bye, little teenager. See, this is inevitably what they do, right? They make bold assertions, and then when we ask them to back it up, they fail miserably. Right.
Well,
And
when he says,
let me just finish. So
sorry.
then when I finally kick him, because he's not actually disagreeing like an intelligent adult, he's just bickering. Right. And then when he's about to get kicked for being uncooperative, and I don't mean not agreeing, he's going to go, oh, that's a word salad. Anybody can say that's a word salad. It doesn't mean that what has been invoked is a word salad. All right. What do you want to say, Big Flex?
Well, let me finish my comment on that guy real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Paraduper.
When he says it doesn't make sense, that's just another way to assert that it's false. Because if someone says something to me and I say, well, that doesn't make sense, I'm saying, well, it's false because things that don't make sense can't exist. Right? Yeah. So when he says it doesn't make sense, he's just saying God doesn't exist, but he hasn't told us why that's true.
Yeah, he hasn't demonstrated that it doesn't cohere with a proposition that is true or that it's unintelligible. He didn't demonstrate either one. So his claim that it doesn't make sense is vacuous. Go ahead, Big Flex.
I'm actually Christian. I'm just here to learn more and just watch atheists just continue to throw out illogical fallacies.
Well, that's what they do morning, noon, and night. And then when you try to, in an adult fashion, walk them through systematically why their position is without a rational basis, they just become uncooperative. This is what they do almost entirely. Okay, but thank you for coming, Nicholas. Welcome. What would you like to say?
So first to start, I just want to say, if I can prove that the Bible has mistakes, then that proves, right, mistakes or contradictions, then that proves that it's not actually done by a perfect God, which proves what's human written. Do you agree with that?
Okay. Are you advocating for the falsity of God or the falsity of the God of the Bible?
I'm advocating for the falsity of a God of the Bible. I don't believe in any God, but I'm talking specifically about the God in the Bible.
Okay. So
this
are
is
you hold on a second. Are you employing the law of non-contradiction?
What is the law of non-contradiction?
A cannot equal not A.
Yes.
If you say that there are contradictions in the Bible, real contradictions, not just things that cause us to raise a question, right? Now, that means that you're in employing the law of non-contradiction, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
can you explain the law of non-contradiction again?
In the Christian worldview, the law of non-contradiction depends upon entirely as God as the ultimate identity statement. So when you attempt to critique the biblical worldview, where do you derive the actuality of the law of non-contradiction from?
Well, I based it, if I understood right, in which, since there are contradictions and since
You're not focusing on my question, sir. We're not talking about the Bible right now. We're talking about your model of reality. So you are making a judgment about the Bible from within the context of your model of reality, correct?
Not from the context of my model of reality.
Okay, then okay, you're not getting, dude. Do you want me to kick
what
you?
the Bible
Goodbye,
says. It's not from my. It's not from my point.
You see, this is we got a little 14-year-old boy trapped in a 22-year-old body with red lipstick. Okay. Now, when you just start bickering like a little teenager, I'm going to kick you. Not because you're disagreeing, but because you're. I'm done with you. Okay, you got to bring your adult A game. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead, Warlord.
I wanted to add on to the old question you asked when you said why does God not exist? And
are you adding on to give us a defense?
Yeah, can you get to the point, please?
yeah, I don't believe God exists because I don't believe. I mean, you're defending the Christian God, which is Jesus, right?
Are you denying the existence of God, or are you denying the Christian God?
I'm denying Jesus as God.
Okay, so are you an atheist?
No.
Okay, which God do you believe in?
I don't believe in God. I just don't believe in
So then
anything.
you're an atheist, right?
No, atheist is a belief.
Okay, all right. How old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay, you don't have any idea of what you're talking about. You're completely uneducated on the issue.
I believe in equilibrium.
So I'm going to try to explain something to you. I'm 64. Okay, do you think I know a little bit more about life than you do?
Yeah.
I'm not quite 3 times your age. Now, do you understand that when it comes to the necessity of God, God by definition is characterized as being the necessary precondition. Now, if you refuse to acknowledge God, you are denying in practice his necessity, which logically entails the denial of his existence. Are we clear? Are we clear on what I just said?
Yeah, but I'm not really disproving. I'm just trying
You're not
to
understanding. Good. Then you are irrationally standing on the claim of the falsity of God then.
No, I'm actually just trying to learn.
No, then you're not focusing. Okay, you don't have either you have poor listening skills or you have poor critical thinking skills. Do you understand the refusal to accept and acknowledge the necessity of God for everything constitutes an indirect denial of God? Are we clear?
Yeah.
Can I unpack that?
Now, hold on one second. Now, do you accept that the non-acknowledgement of God constitutes the denial of God?
Yeah.
Good. So, you deny God's existence. You don't merely have an absence of positive belief. So you are an atheist, sir.
All right.
Okay. Now, what else would you like to say? And then we'll get to paraduper.
Oh, I wanted you to ask me that question if why don't I believe God exists?
Yeah, I want you to no. I didn't ask you why you don't believe. I'm not asking you for you to characterize your mental state. I want you to tell me why God does not exist.
Okay. So you believe Jesus is God?
Okay, sir, listen to me carefully. I want you to explain to me why God does not exist. First of all, you haven't explained what is the ontological basis of the law of non-contradiction in terms of the nature of being of the world. What is the ultimate foundation that provides for the law of non-contradiction?
I guess 100% proof.
Yeah, this is going over your head. You have no idea what you're talking about. Now, every alleged Bible contradiction